Hello, my name is Leo. Welcome back for another episode of Beginner-Friendly Germany in Hard Horizon 3. And in previous episode we managed to, well, break France, let's just put it that way. And we are waiting for a bit more supplies to arrive into our bases here in France. Oh, actually, you do have the range already, so how about you start doing some convoy raiding in there? That should be fine. Continues on a daily basis. And we should be able to see quite a bit of convoys going through. Oh, there we go, that's the first one. And that's also going to give us a lot of experience for this, if I remember correctly. That's fine. Over here, actually, do we have... So we've got fighters over here, currently doing some fighting over Antwerp, but that's actually not going to be particularly important right now. I'm going to move you to, actually, Lille. If we have 270 kilometers, we can actually go to Dover from there. So I'm just going to rebase you there. And we still have the production available. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start improving some air bases in here. So that, we're going to get an air base in Calais, I think. Go just to max, actually just going to use the button, all the hotkeys here. Get Sherbrooke to level 10, Brest to level 10. That gives us a lot of planes that we can have in various places. Now, I think it's time for us to get the tanks out of the way. I'm going to move one corps into the southern frontier. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and shuffle around the troops a little bit here. But once we take Yugoslavia, which is probably not going to be all that long away from now, we should be able to do that rather quickly. Then the second corps could probably go for down here and be landed into Sweden and then help a little bit in Norway. Not really too much, but at least in theory. Right, so as soon as we get on that boat, I'm actually going to see if I can do a special thing here. Yeah, it actually just get into the boat. It doesn't even keep the movement order, which is fine. So I'm going to transport the troops there. It should technically allow to do a landing over there then. And yeah, the ship just gets in there. We will have a ship over here. Urgent. Because we're going to be attacking Sweden in a little bit, I think. Bulgaria wants some energy. Now, technically, historically speaking, we wouldn't be attacking Sweden. But we want the resources there. Oh, actually, we do get tungsten from Portugal. Oh. Right, let's have a look at all nations. So, Portugal, is that... How close is that to us, then? I presume they do not want to join it. Oh, right, so it takes all the way from here. Interesting. Ah. Well, I can't invite you because your neutrality is too high. Actually, speaking of neutrality, Finland is... Oh, it's currently drifting towards allies. And Romania is also drifting towards allies. Which is a bit of a shame. Romania has not lost Bessarabia quite yet, but they will, due to the deals that we made with the devil. So to speak, and we've got two divisions here. We'll just let these get some organization before we start doing our moves. But what we're going to do is we're going to land some troops behind here. The Marines are going to do a landing into Malmo. Oh, that's another convoy sank. That's good. Although, there's also some bombardment being done on Hanover. Oh. Down here. Oh yeah, that is quite bad. Right, so how about you do some air intercepts in here on day and night basis. Defensive, should do. And you are going to do some air intercepts on this region. Continues, so we can start kind of taking control of the air above the channel, or over the channel, so we can slowly get some goodness out of there. Another convoy sank. I'm going to get another set of naval bombers actually in. That's going to be quite useful. And we're about to get the fighters. We're going to get 4 wings of fighters tomorrow actually. We'll put them into Amsterdam, I think. No, actually Amsterdam doesn't have the capacity. We'd put them into Cologne, I suppose, so we can still kind of intercept a lot of the stuff in here. Or Münster. Münster might not be a bad idea because it has a lot of range, so it can actually intercept both Hanover and stuff over here. We got the planes now. So, yeah, Munster is where they are going to be going then. Let's do that, and then assign that under OB West. How is our fighter... Oh, right. Light aircraft practical is now 18.6. I believe it maxes out at 25, if I remember correctly. So we can get a pretty decent bonus on producing planes, and that is something that we will utilize a lot later on, I reckon. I'm actually going to put in another set of close air support as well, although these don't really have a massive range, do they? It's really small. We might want to actually get some tactical bombers then. Because those are much better against infantry anyway, so yeah, we'll put in another 2 of those. So we'll have plenty of planes underway. And actually, another thing that we should be doing is get some more destroyers. Although, hold on a minute, are we not getting the... Yeah, we're getting the destroyer techs in a little bit, so we'll wait until then before we do more production. Right, so how are we doing over here? Not too bad. We got the troops over here, so can these now all move accordingly? Yes, they can. Okay, so the transporting actually fixed them. Good, because it was getting really annoying. Oh, and Leipzig is now being intercepted here. These do not have the organization to act, but I'm going to give them the orders to do the intercepts. Radius to Hanover and back. Continuous defensive. So it is going to be resting for the time being, but as soon as it's ready, it's going to start intercepting the bombers. Oh, and we intercepted some fighters over here above the channel. Actually, that reminds me, we do not have the radar building yet, but we do want to get those up and running at some point, because that is going to give us some bonuses in the air combat, especially above down here. Oh, there's some Iraqi fighters there. Alright then. We need a bit more reinforcements then. Right, so we are getting the air base, and we don't actually need the naval base now anymore. I'm going to cancel that. Wasted a little bit of IC, but not too much. We're fighting a lot of carrier aircraft right now, which is a bit of a shame. Although I do wonder, if and when we have enough fighters here to wrestle the control, we can start bombing the fleet that they have in the portal. And that should actually give us a pretty decent bonus in all things considered. Another fight over English Channel. Right, we got the submarines over here that we wanted to get. I'll get you to Calais. The other one is in Emden, so I'm going to get you to probably Amsterdam. They've probably got quite a bit of ships in here, so getting through the gauntlet through the channel is going to be quite difficult. It's possible, but difficult. Also, now that we've got a bit more spies, don't we? Well, we've got quite a bit. So France's unity is irrelevant now. UK? We'll start doing, I don't think there's a lot in tech espionage that we can get from them. Just going to do some military espionage, so that's going to reveal some troops from them on the map. It might not do it immediately, but it will do it over time. And that's going to give us some information. And especially since we're sinking a lot of their convoys, that's going to be quite good. They're going to have to put in a lot more production into making convoys later on. Not really that much quite yet. They do start with quite a stockpile of them. But later on, they will certainly need a lot. Right, so we've got the 3rd Panzer Corps, which is probably going to be assigned under the Harris Group B here. And just going to gather those in Paris so that if there's a landing in France, they can then go ahead and react to that. Paris is probably a bit too far away from most of the combat, to be fair, but it is better than nothing. You know what, I'm going to put you into Lorient. Not the combat over the channel. Our planes are taking massive casualties though, but I think, well, we will be repairing them for a while. All things considered, we're going to get another set of factories in October. How is our practical? Okay, 11.8 is still for the construction practical. And how? Oh, right, we got the tanks in here. Almost ready. Once the tanks are actually here. Just going to move these. Actually, I'm just going to move the entire corps there. And the infantry over here is good to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these in a ship. Move in there. Can we get the... I suppose we do have the battle fleet in here. So I'm going to move you down there. Hopefully you can get there without interception. Should be able to. And that's going to allow us to kind of keep this landing secure here. And we sank another convoy. Excellent. Now, Sweden. Limited war. So, the Marines over here start doing a landing over there into Malmo. I'm going to take these troops. Do a landing into Ystad. Less reinforcements required right now, and oh yeah, this combat is going really well. And now that we've got these battleships, or ships in general, in there, that's going to give us the shore bombardment, which means a negative penalty for the enemy, which is doing wonders in here by the looks of it. We do actually have the close air support over here as well, so let's go ahead and do a ground attack there for 3 days. And we got another division that we can put into Rostock. And hopefully these divisions can... Oh, air combat over Hanover. We are intercepting them at least, so that is going to give us some unity back now. And the fleet... Oh, right, we didn't actually... Oh no, we did have the fleet here. Never mind. It's basically trying to kind of cover the landing from both sides. I mean, I don't know where they had it. They might have some fleet in Göteborg, but I believe most of their fleet is going to be in Stockholm, so it's going to take a few days, or at least some time for them to get in here. And the combat just ended on somewhere. Need more reinforcements, need a lot less upgrades now. So we've got one of the tank divisions already there, but the landing hasn't been completed. There we go. You can move back. Let's actually start moving these further north, because we're about to take Malmo anyway. And once we get Sweden, that's going to give us the Öresund over here, which gives us more supplies and leadership. It's just a raw increase in leadership. Not massive increase, but it's an increase nonetheless, and then the extra supplies is going to be quite handy. Although we do have a lot of supplies right now, so I'm just going to reduce that to 45 points. Like, you don't want to go up to, or basically, you probably don't want to go over 90,000, because it just, if you go to 99.999 thousand, then you're just going to start losing it. Like, you're not going to save those resources in there. Well, now that we've got these in here, let's not take the course, but we can transport these directly into Malmo. Which is going to be a lot better than doing a landing, I think. Because if I remember correctly, if they are just transported, they can move immediately. Indeed, they can. Well, how about some tanks in Sweden? That should be alright. And that battle is going to go rather quickly. The Marines can start spreading out. Rather nicely, I reckon. Then we've got some more troops over here that we can move in. Not going to transport the corps yet, but these 3 tank divisions, or, well, 2 motorized and a tank division, will move further north. We've still got some troops in here that are... There we go, we got the new tanks there. So these motorized divisions and that tank division are going to start moving northeast towards Stockholm. The Marines are going to start moving north towards Göteborg and all that. Right, actually, I'm going to move the SS division there. It's kind of a pointless move, but I just want to take care of that so it doesn't cause mayhem in the background. A bit more reinforcements. The supply situation over here is not going to be good for a little bit, because, well, we transported troops there, so we basically skipped the entire supply line, and supplies still need to go around Denmark to get in here. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. But we're basically waiting for a lot of fuel, which I suppose doesn't really surprise, considering that we have a lot of tanks here. Ah, and that can be put into 3rd Panzer Corps. Excellent. Now, as you can notice, is that when you put down a division, it immediately takes some supplies. I'm not entirely sure if it's actually just... I suppose you might be putting some supplies into the province, so it's not constantly out of supplies whenever you place a division. I suppose that is actually what's happening. But it's not going to be a massive amount of supplies or anything like that. But it's... Oh, and there we go. Öresund is ours. We're going to move this into Kattegat to give some more shore bombardment over here. And yeah, that's minus 14% combat ability there. Let's move these further northeast. You can start keep moving, and you are already moving. We can transport these into Malmo, I think. So there's even more supply problems there. But at the same time, it will get the cores within reach at least, and that sort of stuff. I'll just wait a little bit before I place that. As soon as the core is back there we go, so we can place it down to Malmo. And that should actually get a little bit of supplies in there. So Portsmouth, Maldives, so we are really sinking a lot of convoys here, which is really good. There is a lot of ships around here though, so we really need to be careful trying to move through. Let's move the SS division there, and I suppose the Panzer Army is down here. It's like not in a good place for anyone right now. So it's going to move that to Rostock, so the tanks moving in not Denmark, Sweden, can actually get a little bit more done. And I believe that is the entire core now. Yeah, it is. That should be alright. And I think we'll be able to get through Sweden by the end of October, by the last, and then we'll take Norway during the winter, which is not initially the greatest idea, and then we'll probably take Yugoslavia and Greece and... oh, uprising. Oh dear. In Poland? Oh right, we don't actually have a lot of troops over here. Aha, well, that's a problem. I'm just going to take one of these. Send it down there. This one doesn't have a... actually, no. We've got a troop over here. That's why we had the reserve unit. But we really need to get some garrison units over here. Or probably the police units, quite frankly. Well, just in case, we'll move both of these in here. But that's just a militia. I don't think it's going to be doing too much. Right, so that's intercepting stuff there. We've got the bombers over here. I'm actually tempted to move this into... oh, that's level 4. Do we have any good level stuff here? I suppose Paris will do. I'm going to start doing some attack on the ships there, basically. So, naval strike, daytime, continues actually. Defensive, should be alright. Already found some ships there. I'm not entirely sure if we'll sink anything, but if we can at least do a lot of damage on the enemy fleet, that would be really appreciated. At least on my part. I'm not entirely sure if they would appreciate it, but I'm not asking their opinion. Alright, so we actually lost a little bit of the officer ratio, because you do lose some officers in combat. Oh, and that's a lot of fighters in there. Well, at least our fighters are taking a lot of casualties in there. At the same time, we're doing a lot of fighting in... oh, did we actually... let's have a look at the sunk ships. UK has not lost anything. So it's just Nationalist China and Denmark who have lost ships so far. But I'd say that we've done a pretty decent job in there. And we're bombing over here again. Are we doing... oh, well, we are at least causing some organizational damage, if nothing else. You can keep on moving forward. You check out that one. You get over there. This one can go around, so that we can start moving further and further towards Stockholm. Speaking of which, let's move our fleet over there. Blockade that. And looks like we are doing alright in here. So you're going to start moving towards Göteborg, and we have taken a little bit of the victory points, but not too many. So you can keep on going. Oh, actually, we could go and take that one, but I don't think we really need to. We'll get that eventually. So that is another marine, so we're going to move in there. We'll have most of the tanks and such moving towards Stockholm. But we'll have one tank going further north, or going on the west side here. That should be alright, I reckon. Active command structure, is that in... hold on a minute. Superior firepower, ah, right, so that's a land tech. Yeah, that's ahead of time. We're going to put in the superior firepower underway though, and now it's already September, so we're going to start putting in the 1946 there as well. Amphibious warfare equipment sounds quite handy, so we'll put that in then. Oh right, we didn't actually get the heavy tank upgrade either. My bad. Let's put all of these, these. Oh, we actually got a lot of diplomacy points in here. We don't need this many. Do that. Espionage is also something that we can probably lower a little bit. Go to 3 points. Still gonna be a fair bit, but it's not quite as much anymore. Then escorts, we're still doing all of these, although we can now get all of this, I reckon. Underway, small warship radar, anti-submarine warfare, landing crafts. Then the capital stuff, we can cancel that one now. The bombers, we're still doing all of that, so we haven't actually got on these. Advanced aircraft design, sounds like a good idea. Then industry, we're going to get the agriculture, industrial production, supply production, nuclear research, decryption and encryption. Oh, we got the radar level 1 already. Well, that reminds me, let's go ahead and then get the radar here. So it's capital R. Put that in there. Calais is going to have another set of those as well. Also, we're going to put in some anti-aircraft guns there, just in case. We're going to get a airbase there anyway, so having a little bit there is certainly worthwhile. And then Amsterdam is going to get also a radar. And maybe Brest. That gives us a pretty good coverage over there, and actually in vanilla the radars will also reveal some units in here. We actually see a little bit of troops over here already. Not too many, but a little bit. Right, so how is the situation in Sweden? We are moving forward. And the weather shouldn't be too bad quite yet. It will turn pretty bad at some point. But hopefully we can get most of the stuff done before then. You take out that one. Those are moving in there. They should be moving northeast now. Got a little bit extra reinforcements once more. Combat there. You can move in there. You can move in here. You can start moving further north. On Goosbacher. And you can, as soon as you can start moving in there. So all things considered, not too bad. We got some infantry in here that we could actually start moving north as well. Towards Stockholm. Get in here. The core is already left behind a little bit. I mean, that's kind of the problem. The distances do get pretty high. So how far are we from getting the plane techs? Fighter pilot training? No, that's the air stuff there. Aero engine, small. Okay, so that's going to be done by start of next year. So we should have started doing those earlier. We'll still get them. It's just a matter of time. How about you attack there? You can start bypassing that. You get in there. You get that with the other one. Sank another convoy on the battle in Göteborg. And Gothenburg, I suppose, as it's called in English. Get you back into Kiel. Yeah, you're just blockading Stockholm right now, which should be perfectly fine. Got the tank corps that we're going to move in forward. And did we get the submarines any further? I suppose we did not. I'm going to get you into Rotterdam. And this one's going to get into, I think, Dieppe. Hopefully we can get there without battles. It's basically one port at a time, or one sea province at a time that we're trying to hop. Once we get Cherbourg, and once we get to Brest, then that's going to be fine. And then we're going to send these to do some convoy raiding in the Atlantic. But before we do, it's going to take some time. And we need to be very careful, because these are not capable of fighting off proper fleets. Oh, well, we found the Swedish fleet. That's a transport, I believe, and something else. It was like a light cruiser, maybe. Although I might be mistaken. But that's what it looked like. Oh, you're waiting for supplies. Right, so as soon as we get in here, which is actually really soon, and we get that one probably soon after that, then that is already overrun, basically. British France stole the blueprints. Destroy main armament. Oh, okay. And there we go, that's overrun. So basically, if you take the province that they are moving from and the province that they are moving to, they will be overrun and they are destroyed. Or captured, basically. So we got the headquarters there. Now we are technically out of time, or not out of time, out of time. But we're just gonna complete this war because it shouldn't take too long. After that, we can then next episode take Norway, I think. Oh, and we sank a submarine and a transport there. Took a little bit damage, but not too much. Air combat over here, we are doing quite a number on them. So that's good. Marines can keep on moving. You can just move into Karlstad, I think. And you can go around here. I suppose it's just this with the fleet over here, which does have a quite a good of shore compartment, I reckon. You should be able to just take out Stockholm. Now, we are without the reach of the core right now, so that's gonna cause some issues for the troops. Or, like, not be quite as effective. But I think that's still gonna be, yeah, it's 15% penalty there. We did have naval combat where we sank another transport. They do still have their fleet in there. We can probably move in there in the meanwhile. And how are we doing over here? That's not too bad. I think this one can move into Falun, if I remember correctly. That is, yeah, that is one of the victory points. Going into Karlsborg. Move in there. And Karlstad is going to be soon ours. And you're going to move into Sigtuna and take Stockholm from the other side. We do have a river crossing penalty, unfortunately, but once the infantry gets in there, well, that's actually only artillery. Oh, and we caught some planes there at least, or bombers there, so that is going to allow us to get a bit more unity per month. Even though they will do some damage, no doubt. Oh, right, we didn't actually destroy this one yet. Right, well, why don't you destroy that and move back, and I'm just going to send this one back home. Down there. Then we've got the tanks over here. We're just going to keep them behind the line for the time being. It's a bit less, or slightly shorter supply line there. Speaking of supply lines, we should actually start focusing on getting the infrastructure up here. I know that there's a delay in the episode even further, but I'm just going to quickly put in some infrastructure all the way to Königsberg at least. And also from, let's say, actually, if we have a look at the supply line, we can have a look where the supply lines are mostly going through and increasing the levels over there. Oh, Warsaw is already full. I'm going to have this be full level there, and Krakow, well, that's currently going around a little bit, isn't it? I can upgrade that one and that one. Right, so that's basically going to be connected to that. I suppose I could connect to the, yeah, Breslau and all that. Just so that we'll have at least, you know, a decent bit in there. And that partisan unit is going to destroy, or be destroyed very soon. Heavy cruiser armor advanced, so we can take that one off the list now. And we could actually build a pretty darn good heavy cruiser now, I reckon. It's going to take a long time though, but we'll put one in there. Admiral Hipper is actually the ship in question. Now, to be fair, the infrastructure does take, well, it's actually not that expensive to build, but it is going to take some time to make. And we haven't even started on working on them, but that's fine. You're taking Falun. So it looks like... Well, actually the battle over here isn't going that great. We're slowly making progress, but now that we get the division in there, once we get the division in there, the infantry, then that should speed up a lot. And then if we start attacking from the other side into Stockholm, then yeah, there's not too much to take. 86.8% is what we need, which means that we're going to have to take every point, I'm pretty sure. Or almost every point anyway. Okay, there we go. Now we're attacking from both sides, so that gives us... Actually, it doesn't even give the envelopment penalty. You need 3 provinces for that. But at least it is going to give us a bit wider front and all that. Oh, and the SS division got into the combat already, so that's going to be quite an important push there. And that one has engineers, so that's actually going to be quite nice. We're about to take Falun. Just Just going to keep on moving these further north. Well, this tank can move to the border with Norway. That's going quite well. Okay, so we have a lot of extra in reinforcements. Supplies we're doing alright. Actually, we can even lower the supplies more. Still got 99,000. I don't want to reduce it too much though. But a little bit should be fine. And there we go. The battle in Stockholm is going really well. We are bombing some more ships. Have we sank any more? Oh, there we go. Battle in Stockholm ended. Well, we sank the Swedish ships, but we haven't actually sank any British ships yet. Looks like we are catching them from time to time, and over here we got a combat against the Swedish now. They do have some heavy cruisers, which can be quite nasty. Let's sank one of their light cruisers. I'm going to move this one back to probably Kiel, actually, to repair. We got the infantry that can start moving, and I believe Stockholm, or the Sweden, is going to surrender in 1 hour. There we go. So, we got ourselves quite a mighty Germany so far. We haven't actually taken care of that one yet, but that's just a matter of time. But anyway, we're going to end the episode here. We did go quite a bit over time, so sorry about that. Next episode, we're probably going to take out Norway, and maybe start setting up some more convoy raiding over for the British, and hopefully we can start building our paratroopers, because we're going to need some of those to do a landing in England. Although before that, we'll probably take out Yugoslavia and Greece before we do a landing in UK, and then we'll probably invite Italy into the war, so they can start doing some fighting in North Africa, where we can then maybe give them a bit of a hand. And yeah. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.